All right. Welcome to this first round match of our tournament. This is the fourth game of the season. Happy Independence Day if you live in the U.S. Today we got New Zealand. Now, even though it is Independence Day, the United States is still not scheduled to play today. It is going to be New Zealand versus Indonesia in a best of 7. The first to 4 wins advances to the second round, then they will be playing against Canada. So good luck to both teams. Let's see who's going to round 2. We're going to start at the loophole map. Both these two teams are not new. They've been around for at least a season. Well, they've been here every season. Except New Zealand's got a new look. They're bringing out their black and white. Let's see what they do. Alright, so it has currently been 1 minute. That's a goal for Indonesia to start off the series, and it's 1-0 for them. Then that's going to tie it up. 1-1. Two former teams. I'm not sure if these... I'm going to take a look at the history to see if Indonesia has played New Zealand before. Because I don't know if they have or not. Okay, results have been found, and yes, they have. This is the second time these two will face in an entire season. Last time they played each other was during was during season 3, right? Or last time these two have fought was back in season 2 of this tournament. It was a best of 3 in the second round of that tournament when these two last played. And Indonesia ended up winning that series. So in reality this is basically the same matchup we've had before in the past. The only question is New Zealand going to get revenge against them, or are they going to be losing to them for the second time in tournament history? It'll be the first time a single team would have beaten another team twice, which and it could happen right here in this first round between these two rivals. And we just got about a minute left. 1 minute to decide who wins game 1, or we go to overtime and we will decide it there. So it seems like this game has been very defensive-like, for at least game 1 has. The ball did just get shot. 30 seconds to go in game 1 of this series. And there's a shot. That's going to be not going to go in. And there's 10 seconds left, which means if a goal comes here, it'll be incredibly powerful. But it's now time for overtime. And whoever scores first takes game 1 of the series. So right now, we're going to find out who will win this first game of the series. As New Zealand does use some offense. And that's game over. New Zealand has taken game 1 of this best of 7 and will need 3 more wins to advance to round 2. As a reminder, the winner of this series will be playing Canada in the second round, since Canada defeated Romania last night. Welcome to Game 2, DFH Stadium. So far, New Zealand's trying to get their revenge on what happened to them in Season 2 against this team. Now it's the 4th season of this tournament. And it's the biggest one yet. Now, based on what's been happening with the August season for signups, we now have a 7th country who has signed up. And Indonesia just scores. And it's 1-0. The 7th country that has registered for the tournament next season, or at least attempts to sign up, meaning they can still get in. There's only 7 countries signed up right now for the next season. We will find out as soon as my Discord loads. Because I can't remember all 7 of them. We go up to 32, so it's only week 1, so there's still going to be a lot more countries registering, especially on weekends. Indonesia scored again. It is now 2-0. Okay, so we got the full list of countries that are signed up for Season 5 of the Rocket World Cup. It is the United States, the Philippines, United Kingdom, Australia, 3-0 by the way, Bulgaria, Sweden, and Chile. Or Chile, sorry. Which means there's still a bunch more spots open. We go up to 32. USA and the Philippines are on the list from YouTube, and the rest of the other 5 nations are in the daily leaderboards right now. Or like a daily leaderboard listers. Which you want to aim for something higher than that, because that's not going to guarantee you a spot in the next tournament, especially if this season when we did qualifiers, because no one from the daily lists made it to this tournament. It was only a select few from the weekly leaderboards, the month and all of the monthly leaderboards and the YouTube lists that made it through. So, for those 5 countries that are still in the daily leaderboards, keep grinding and you'll end up on a weekly leaderboard. It's still week 1, so it's only the 4th day as well. Here's a incredible performance from Indonesia in game 2. And that's gonna change the score to 3-1. Indonesia still got the lead, and New Zealand just takes a shot at breaking that. It is now a 2-goal lead. New Zealand's going to be on offense at the moment. Here's a shot that is going to go all the way across the other side of the arena. And that's headed for the net, and it is 4-1 for Indonesia. That was shot from the left and in the net. We now have a 4-1 ball game. Ball shot. Oh dear. And that's in for 5-1. And Indonesia are leading by 4 now against New Zealand in game 2. And that's in as well. And the clock is about to wind down for the second game of this series. We will have a game 5. As you already know who's going to be the winner of game 2 of this series, and it's going to be a series tire. As since both teams have at least one victory, that means we will have a game 5. As Indonesia wins game 2 of this best of 7 matchup. And we still got a minimum of 3 more games. As we are now going to Manfield for game 3. Alright, here we are. Game 3 is here. For those of you who just tuned in, New Zealand's going to be in black and white, and Indonesia's in red and white. Series is now tied. We are at game 3. We will have a 5th game. Ball's headed right towards the net. And it is 1-0 for New Zealand in game 3. And now we are going to watch the ball get launched. And now we got a game tire. It is 1-1. All right, we got our one of our first few saves of the match. Uh-oh. That might go in, and no, it's not. Oh, we got a little setup going on here. Let's see what happens. It's going to be carefully defended. Ball gets punted away. Here's a shot. No, that's going to be saved. And that's headed for the net, and it is 2-1 for Indonesia. Indonesia now has a 2-1 lead in this game and could potentially win their second game in a row to take a 2-1 series lead. However, there is some pressure coming from New Zealand as they just tied the game again. It is 2-2. The ball's getting hit across the field. Indonesia's on defense. Goalie gets the clear. Ball's headed for the net. And it is 3-2 for New Zealand. And now New Zealand are one minute away from taking a 2-1 series lead. And that's game over. New Zealand is going to win game 3 of the series, and they will have a 2-1 series lead going into game 4. Naruto keeps... I think this is the second day in a row Naruto invited me during a game, as this also happened during the Canada versus Romania series. And now we're moving on to Game 4. Game 4 is going to be at Neo Tokyo. Normally this Neo Tokyo is quite lively, but it looks like they've been hacked today. Uh-oh. Set up. New Zealand scores the first goal of this game. It only took them 39 seconds to do it. So they got an early lead. Uh-oh. Dropped my 8. We are. Here's a chance. And the game is tied. Score is 1-1. Still 1-1. Ooh, that was a good shot. Since Indonesia does have the lead, if this continues, they will tie the series and force a game 6. However, the game tying goal has been scored again. It is 2-2. The question is, who's going home in this series? And Indonesia retakes the lead. It is now 3-2 as they now lead Game 4 and are set to force a Game 6. Oh, man. That's a good goal right there. It is now 3-3. We got ourselves a good game of Rocket League in game 4 of the series. New Zealand tried to take the shot there. Game is tied 3-3, and the next goal might determine the winner. 30 seconds left in regulation. Oh, that could have been dangerous, and we're in overtime for the second time in this series. It could end here, but it's not going to. First to score will win game 4. Whoever scores if it's New Zealand who scores first, they will have a 3-1 series lead, and if it's Indonesia who scores first, they're going to force a game 6 and tie the series. Here's a shot. There's another chance for Indonesia. That's not going to get through. And 1 minute of overtime has passed. That ball nearly goes in, and it's not. How long will this game take before a winner is determined? Well, so far it has been... And that's it. Indonesia scores the OT winner for game 4, and the series is now tied 2 games apiece, and there will be a game 6. So we now have a 6th game coming your way. And there's only one more game that is not yet confirmed, and that would be game 7, and that is going to be determined if both Indonesia and New Zealand both win another game. All right. Game 5 takes place at double goal. This is not a series winner since the series is tied. And Indonesia scores first. It's 1-0 for Indonesia. They have won game 4, so they've tied the series up. There's a ball shot. And that's in. It is 1-1 in Game 5 of the series, and we still got more coming your way. And that's a 2-1 goal. And Indonesia's got the lead once again. If this series was a best of 1, New Zealand would win it. If this series was a best of 3, New Zealand would win that too. But if this series was a best of 5, it kind of looks like Indonesia would win it. But this series is a best of 7. Two. That ball is shot. Cleared away. The game is tied. So there is a chance we can get a third overtime game in the series. Ooh, that hits the rim. And that's in. New Zealand scores. It is 3-2, and now looks like New Zealand might win Game 5 to take a 3-2 series lead. Oh, that nearly went in New Zealand's net. And it does go in New Zealand's net. Series is now 3. The game is now tied at 3. And we could enter overtime. There's 1 minute left in a regulation. This is the same score we had in last game when we went into overtime. And that's in. 4-3. Indonesia leads again. And now things are looking kind of perfect for Indonesia. And now it looks even more perfect because it is 5-3 in Game 5. And Indonesia might take a 3-2 series lead. "30 seconds left. And now it's a 3-goal game, and that is going to do it for Game 5. And with the clock winding down, Indonesia will take a 3-2 series lead. And they just need one more victory to advance to the second round. Last season, they faced embarrassment of getting eliminated in round 1. Indonesia could change that. Game 6, we're going to the Aquadome, where all fish breathes. This is a match point game. This is a series winner game, which means if Indonesia wins this game, Indonesia will advance. You're done. If you're Indonesia, you need to win one more game out of the 2 chances you get, and then you're in. This is a normal stadium, by the way, so the nets are not split by 2. And New Zealand scores first in Game 6. That was just 23 seconds off the clock. Ball was shot 32 miles per hour, and we are here with a 1-0 lead for New Zealand. That ball is hit. Goal hasn't been scored for at least a minute, and that's going to change now. It is 1-1. It took a while to get there, in 1 minute 14 seconds, but the ball is in. That ball almost went in. Remember, if Indonesia wins, the series is over in 6 games. If New Zealand wins, however, we will have a Game 7. And that is in. Indonesia's got the lead. Now they just need to defend for another half a game, and they're off to round 2. So now the clock is going to be New. Here's a chance, and that is not going in. It almost did, and that would have been disastrous for New Zealand, but glorifying for Indonesia. With 1 minute left on the clock. Now it is New Zealand's time to shine. If they score, they can send it to OT. If they don't score, it will be the end of the road for New Zealand. And they're going to score, and it is 2-2. And the hopes and dreams of New Zealand are once again alive. But now they need another goal to win the game. .30 seconds left in regulation. There's a defense going on at the net. Ball's headed to Indonesia territory. Ball is set up actually pretty well for New Zealand, but the defense was pretty good. Spot on, and New Zealand scores! It's 3-2, and we are 10 seconds away from our second Game 7 of the season. The New Zealand comeback must have been a miracle for them. And we are now going to Game 7. The series is tied 3-3, and we are going to Game 7 for the second time in the season. Alright, so the final game of the series, Game 7, will be taking place at the Hourglass Stadium. Whoever wins this game wins the series and will advance to the second round. Good luck to both teams. You're going to need it. This is Game 7. Winner takes all. Loser goes home. And here's a shot, and New Zealand will score first, and they have the lead. The series is now on the line for both of these teams. Not just one team, but now both teams. Last game, the series was only on the line for New Zealand for a single game. Now it's both of them because we're in Game 7. So Ball's going to get cleared. Very poorly, though. And we got a tie game. All right, ball gets punted away. We're inside game 7. And it's 2-1. So now Indonesia has the lead in game 7. It is still a very close game. The middle pole blocks the ball from being cleared properly. And the ball still can't get cleared properly. They're having troubles clearing the ball, as Indonesia is just not letting them get rid of it. They're going to take a shot. It's going to be saved. This ball's still not getting cleared. It has been a while, and this could turn out deadly for New Zealand. Ball shot. Clock is starting to become New Zealand's enemy as well, as they're wasting a lot of time trying to clear out the ball, which they have been so unsuccessful of doing so the entire game. Here's a setup. Will that go in? No, it will not. They're going to need something else. And they have to prevent the clearing, or they might as well be considered finished. Which they might not even do. That ball is shot hard. 40 seconds to go in game 7. Indonesia leads. That ball is going to head right over Tusk. That's headed for the net. It is in. The game is tied at 2 with 30 seconds left. And now we might have a chance at history for the first ever Game 7 overtime game. The ball is in midcourt. 20 seconds to go. And regulation expires in 10 seconds. Oh, it's all down on the line here. It has to hit the ground or it could be over, and we are headed to Game 7 overtime. First Game 7 overtime ever. Whoever scores first wins the series and will be the first ever Game 7 overtime scorer. This is the most important kind of overtime as we are in Game 7 now. Whoever scores first wins in overtime. Here's a shot, and Indonesia scores the Game 7 overtime winner, and they're going to the second round. Right off the corner, and that is going to do it for this best of 7. Indonesia wins 4-3, and they will be going to take on Canada in the second round on July 18th. So, congratulations to Indonesia. You are going to round 2. What a series. I have to say this is probably one of the greatest series we've ever had. We've gotten a Game 7 overtime. And both of the teams scored pretty much almost equally in all these games. And yeah, that's going to do it for this series. Thanks for everybody who watched this series, and we will see you guys in the next series tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace.